I'm gonna rip up this intro. I'm gonna tear it up. How are you? Welcome to the Bar South Podcast, episode number 4. I'm here with a couple of big guests. We got Junior Hawk 16 filling in for Rex, who's going to be my new co-host. Junior, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing just dandy. And the real reason everyone's here today, they want to hear the man StudzTV talk. We've got ImSeanAvery from LG on the podcast. What's going on?
I'm supposed to talk now? I'm pretty good. Everyone will hear my beautiful French accent now. And I'm really happy that you guys invited me tonight. Like, I just grabbed a beer, to be in the motion of the podcast and stuff. I wish you guys were drinking with me.
Absolutely. Well, Avery, I want to talk about your season in LG and basically your career. Like, you've got to be the all-time leader in penalty minutes in the CHL. There can't be a close second.
Yeah,
Your career numbers.
You know how confident that I was?
What's your career numbers on PIMS?
I think I'm around like 530, something like that.
You played for Shawinigan, correct?
Yeah.
This season?
That's my third season. Yeah, that was my third season before getting banned.
Wait, did you get banned? So I can't pull up your stats?
Oh no, I think the game are gonna stay,
I can pull them up if you need.
Yeah, I've got Shawinigan pulled up and I'm not seeing you.
I know how to search numbers, so I'll do it.
But, Avery, I want to talk about your journey in the CHL. Like, how long ago did you start playing LG?
What? Sorry, I was...
How long ago did you start playing LG?
Oh, I started season 28, I think, with Shawinigan again, and I got back there last season. And that was because, most of my friends were joining the league and stuff, and right when I joined the league, I wanted the PIM record, and I got it, Gotta do what you gotta do.
And I believe you set the single-season PIM record once already, and then if I'm not mistaken, you broke your own record this year?
No, I broke it season 29 with Kamloops. I had 218 penalty minutes in the season. And this season, I wanted
unreal.
I wanted to break it again this season with 300, but couldn't do that,
I believe you had, didn't you have 1 week where you just went off with penalty minutes, like all 3 games?
Yeah. Oh, give me a second. The heater just...
I looked at your time on ice.
That, but I can.
Yeah, I looked at your time on ice, and you had like 3 games in a row where you didn't even play half the game.
Yeah, and that hurt me. A week suspension, sadly. I don't get why they gave me a week suspension. Our team was first in the league. Our line had a record of 8-1-2. People say you always play for the win, you always play for the win, but you got to have fun too. And I told everyone in the league on that week that I wanted to fight. And I challenged every team I was playing, fight me or I'll just destroy you all game long. And that's what I did. You got to step up for what you're saying.
I can respect it. I gotta respect it. You're out there having a good time, just gooning it up, running around, taking guys' heads off, and fighting anyone who will go you.
I didn't have any fights, sadly, but a fun fact
Nobody fought you?
I think I one fight in the last game, but I'm not sure. But the fun fact about it is that they banned me in Worldwide. I don't know why Worldwide got banned. He got 44 hits, but the guy was just playing his best. I don't get why he got banned, but whatsoever.
So he got banned too?
So his career penalty minutes in the CHL in 61 games, he had 546 penalty minutes.
Jesus Christ.
But, I could have done better.
That's unheard of.
10 per game.
In 23 games
How many
in season
games
29,
did he play?
he had 218.
61 on the career?
61 career.
Averaged 8.86 penalty minutes per game.
Well, Like I say, that's average. Like, it's not even 10.
Those are outstanding numbers.
In 3 preseason games this year, he had 26.
Well, it's
I respect
preseason.
it. Absolutely. You got to set the tone.
Exactly.
I thought I just matched Rammer. Gamer
Well,
tags Rams 4114.
most of those preseason games were against Kamloops, my whole club. So, there was some rivalry with me and the whole owner, and we had some fun with it.
Wait. You lost your last game 18-2?
Yeah, and that worked me a week ban, and then they banned me from managing for ridiculous stuff. Ridiculous.
So you're banned from managing in LG.
Yeah, sadly, and that's what pretty much turned me off from the league, because I don't mean to put my friend Blame in hot water, but he was bugged for several years, and he even told me, he said, bro, that's ridiculous. The reason we gave you, I never gave anyone a ban for that. Maybe a little warning, talk to them, but never a ban. Like, most people in the league are agreeing with me that what I said or did wasn't worth of managing that, Like, did you knew what do you guys know what I did?
You gooned it up and got in trouble for it.
No. The reason they banned me from management is because I trade, Cheese 29. Everybody knows him. Like, he's a cool dude, and I trade for him. And then there's another owner that came to me and said, hey, you got him. He suck. Trade him to me so I can put him on waiver. And we were playing this guy team the upcoming week. So I was planning to put the guy that I just traded against him, and I told him, hey, look at this. He say that you suck. But then that Jason guy, he react not like I wanted. He just confronted the other owner saying, what the fuck you say that I suck and blah, blah, blah. And the other owner, like, asked the league to ban me because I show management information, because in the conversation he said that he wanted me to trade for, like, sorry, my English is pretty hard. Like, because he asked me to have that player, I got banned for that because I show my player this.
Well, I mean, yeah, it
That's
happens all the
reason.
time. It happens at every level where people talk about trades, talk about, hey, we're going to pick you up on our team. You're going to get traded over here. People talk about it. It's just a matter of if someone showed somebody that you were talking about it. That's why you got to do it verbally and not with text proof of what you said.
No, sorry, it's because my French, my English is not good as my French is. I already had the player, the trade was accepted and done, and another owner came to me and say, hey, I want Jason 29 because he sucks. Once you will trade him to me, I will put him on the waiver. So I showed this conversation to Jason, like, thinking that would boost his ego and would win against that guy on the next game. But he just talk to the other owner and say, hey, you want to trade for me to put me on waiver? Or I don't know. I don't even know what he said. But the other owner filed a complaint on me. And what a pussy. That guy's a snowflake. Like, that's probably the only way he's going to win against me. He knows it. So he exploited it,
Well, I love that you're not keeping it PC on the podcast. I love to see it. So you're retiring from LG and Xbox, is that correct?
Yeah, maybe I'll play sometimes on the UBG, but
Just
like,
jump on to get a couple games in or whatever, but
like, I'll be honest with you, I
pretty
haven't
much
played for the last 3 weeks, I think. Since my ban, I haven't played.
yeah, I mean, there's really no I couldn't tell you when I'm gonna play a game of EASHL until next LG season. Like, if I have friends that want to get a couple games in,
unless it's with certain people.
Yeah, unless it's with a couple of my friends, like, I'm probably not gonna have any desire to play. So I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, but the reason you don't want to play anymore is because I'm not there. We all know it.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of it's a heartbreaker to everyone around the league that Avery's not there anymore. This guy's a living legend.
Except teams we
Career
play
penalty
against him.
minutes.
Not everyone,
Yeah.
you know, we don't have to generalize. We know that in the league there's a lot of snowflakes and they all hate me because I'm rude and I probably hurt their feelings. But if you remove them, yeah, pretty much everyone is sad.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what type of person wouldn't love Sean Avery. I mean, you fit the persona perfectly. You model your game after the real life Sean Avery, and it's just a thing of beauty to watch in action. We absolutely tore it up in the World Juniors together. I could not have been more excited to find out Sean Avery was playing on my line. This was our line.
Yeah.
This was our forward line. Team Germany, World Juniors. Absolutely ripped it
RIP
up.
to our goalie who left our team chat that year.
I will always,
For reasons
I will
not
always
to be
remember
named.
when Zodro told me, hey, if I call you up, are you going to play good hockey? Yeah, sure, I'll play good hockey. Then the first game you say, hey, don't fight. Say, okay, cool.
Opening face-off.
Opening face-off, asking and getting a fight. That was great, man.
Well, you gotta have fun with it. You just have to have fun with it.
Especially World
And
Juniors.
that's what you do. Yeah, and that's what you're doing is you're just having fun with it. You're not out there sweating, running a 0-5 trap against people. You're looking to take somebody's head off.
Oh no, when I'm seeing people doing the 0-5 trap, it's because they got no skill. Like, I'm doing the Chris Pronger thing, you know, like you're waiting at your goal line, and you're not moving, and you're waiting for them to forecheck you. Like, they can't blame the league saying, oh, he's ragging. It's not ragging. If you don't forecheck, it's because you don't want a puck. If you don't want a puck, it's because you don't want to win. You don't deserve to win. Get the fuck out. You know, get all the heights and give us the win.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, yeah, like when you referenced Chris Pronger when the Flyers did that to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They were sitting in the 1-3-1 trap.
That was great.
And they just sat there with the puck and said, if you're not going to forecheck, we're not going to skate up the ice.
Yeah.
And you know what? I really wonder if like LG would look at that and say you have to skate up the ice, because that's bogus. We shouldn't have to. If they're gonna trap, we shouldn't have to skate up into them.
Exactly. I don't know why people aren't doing it. I'm doing it, and usually it takes maybe 10 seconds, and the other team choose to forecheck. Like, none of the team that I just took the puck to the blue line and waiting, just wait. They start forechecking and stuff, and I don't know why more team aren't doing that. Like, that's great. I don't mean to make the game boring.
Like LG has rules. They have rules against ragging, but like ragging, in my opinion, is when they're chasing you around and you just continue to circle back into your own end. That's one thing. But if you're sitting there waiting for them to forecheck you, I don't think that should fall under the category of puck ragging.
I've put a rule in my Shawinigan Discord. I will read it to you right now. Let me just find it. It's the...
Let's hear it. The Avery rule.
You
can't face the goalie when you screen him.
Yeah.
Where is it? Alright, team rule, LG rule. Because in my Discord I've put like a bunch of LG rule, you know, to help new player and people that don't know all the rules of the LG, like ragging the puck, set up wordplay, and game loops and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and on the 3.3, it's like ragging the puck. A player may not attempt blah blah blah. We don't know it. And I just had a little asterisk, and I say, if the other team doesn't forecheck, give the puck to the defense, and we wait behind the blue line without moving. That's not ragging. Like, and I showed the video. I told my player to do that. Like, if they're on forechecking, you don't have to. And every time I was watching the game of my team and the other team was doing the 0-5 and they tried a pass, got caught, breakaway, and they score, I was like, you know.
We ran into the same problem with our last game of the season against the Wild. They had 5 guys on the blue line, did not forecheck. And our D just kept skating it up and trying to force passes to us. Like, you either got to skate it up and dump it or wait for them to forecheck.
Exactly.
It's the only way around it.
I forgot to talk about something real quick. I don't want to start a war on the bug or whatever. You know, I love the bug. Like,
Oh, you're fine.
They're doing a pretty good job. I like them a lot. They took a bad decision, in my opinion, in my band. But all I have to say is we lost 18-2, and I got banned a week for Toronto games. But Quebec lose to Sherbrooke 18-0, and they didn't get a ban. Why? I want to know why. I would like to know.
Well,
That's
it's a
because
hard
they were
fought game
probably
till the
actually.
end, obviously.
That's probably because they were actually trying and lost 18-0.
But we were trying too. What we were trying that week it was winning a game while being in PK. And in the game, I had 6 spin, I think, and I still got a goal and an assist, and we had more time in attack.
That's
that he's
pretty
going for
impressive.
challenges
Yeah, I
while
saw a
playing
game
OG.
you lost like 18-2 and had a positive plus minus in the game. Like, how is that even possible?
These guys were better than them, you know.
Well, Avery, I think that's pretty much all we've got for you. I want to thank you very much for coming on the podcast and letting your voice be heard.
I think you more. Can I say that? Dude, my English is so hard.
Yes.
Guy's name.
Oh, you can. You can say it in French too if you want.
Oh no, I'd rather keep it in English.
Ennui.
Well, Avery, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. And you've got an open invitation to come on anytime you want.
Cool, and I might be back in LG one day, but not now.
Avery, how about
We'll all be anticipating that day.
Hey, Avery, what's your opinion on joining the Winnipeg Jets soon?
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
What is that?
Maybe we slap down an AHL bid on you if you can't manage.
Sadly, not sadly, the New York calendar still has my right, because this season I asked the AHL management to take the CHL ownership, and they say yeah, but I didn't ask the NHL management. I asked the AHL, and I thought that the AHL will talk with the NHL, but looks like they don't. So there was a little bit of controversy about that. And what the league did is they had a year to my contract. So technically, when my ban is over, I'm still with the New York Calendars. They have a good club. They got a good organization. Some dick like teach me in it. But overall, they got a good club. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like if I get back, I'll likely be on the Islanders, and if that they could teach me is still there, I won't play. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, we all hope to see you back in the league. And I want to thank you again for coming on, man. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, me too. I like talking with you, like being surrounded with two great men, great looking men. Are you?
God, I love this guy.
Before we jump into this next interview, I want to remind everyone that this podcast is brought to you by Juul. Have you ever thought about making the switch from cigarettes to a safer alternative? Head over to Juul.com. Use promo code GOBARSOUTH for 0% off your first order. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
I like it.
I definitely received a video of him listening to that on the radio today.
Yeah, that commercial came on the radio today and I sent them a snap video.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit. All right, boys. Well, I'm here with Studs and Party. Drew, Studs, what's going on, bud?
Up, dude, trying to get us shut down before we start, eh? Fuck. Fucking guy, dude.
Trying to get us banned before we even start.
Yeah.
Drew, what's going on over there?
What's up? What's up?
We got a couple of LG AHL stud fucking man rockets in the house. Well, I guess my first question for you guys is which one of you has the bigger wrench?
That's fucking awesome, dude. So what's it? My name? What's the first part of my name? I don't disagree.
STD.
Yeah? It's got a U in there. What do you mean? Like a reading glasses.
Well, what team were you guys playing for this season in the LGHL? AHL?
I think we were on Rochester last season together.
Rochester.
And then I stayed. Then I took management and Studs resigned for $750K.
Yeah,
See you later, by the way.
This cock muncher. We're gonna try to bring him to Winnipeg, but it's all good.
Dude,
It's
dude,
all
literally
good.
fucking like maybe 2 days after like you said you wanted to get me, I'm like, dude, I like just resigned. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, Studs, you had a freaking unreal season. I mean, last year you put up 80 freaking points, but everyone's numbers went down this season. Literally everyone's numbers went down. My plus minus went up, and my points dropped off by like 15 points. So everyone's numbers went down this season. But 19-4-4, 41 tucks, 22 apples. This guy needs to move the puck around a little bit more. But you know, if you're putting,
I need better
putting the
support from
thing in the
Drew,
back of the net, yeah. 63 points with a plus 27, 123 shots. This guy's just ripping pucks on the cage.
You should see our center, bro. He's at
And,
186.
I mean, Drew, you had a good season as well. 54 points with plus 15, plus minus 19, 6 and 3 on the year. I mean, you guys both had a pretty good year. You're buzzing into the playoffs. So what seed you guys sitting at?
We're second seed in what division are we in? That's bad. I don't know that.
East North?
Yeah, we're the North. Yeah, we're Eastern North. That's what we're in.
What?
We're second in the division. We're going to be up against the Crunch. But we got Belleville and Utica still in our
Syracuse
division.
Crunch.
So yeah,
Utica Comets.
yeah, they squeaked in on the last day, the last game of the season for them. They squeaked in. They beat the Marlies. It was actually
I was
yeah.
Marlies.
Yeah, they tied with the Marlies. They had to beat the Marlies in regulation, and they ended up doing it. It's a good game.
Love to see it. Well, they did what we couldn't.
Can I just
The fucking wagon's dead.
Yeah.
Lots of
What's
the
up,
widow.
Avery?
I have to
Avery's still
say,
here with us,
They also
by the
playing
way.
with Flyers fan Fury. He's not there with us tonight, but he's got a pretty good season. 65 points. He's definitely feeding Studs on the left side. He got 37 assists, and Studs got 41 goal. Like, definitely. And you know, Barry Drew is kind of more balanced. He got more assists too, but we can see that this line is pretty good. Like, all together, both 3 forward are good. It's not like just 2 guys carrying.
Sounds really familiar to what me and Junior dealt with for 3/4 of the season.
Yeah, but see, also with our line, with Studs and I, we don't have. I would say like it's not just one of us doing all the work. It's honestly a team effort, even with the defense. Like we work as a unit. It's not just one person making it all happen.
Yeah, and also if you look at our defense, I think both our defenders both had 30 points each. Maybe a little more.
That's
which is a lot.
impressive for a D man.
Yeah, both of them had it.
I mean, I'm sure there's like 90% of their points were assists, but still, I mean, that's pretty impressive for a D man. D-man don't get a lot of talks, but putting up 30 points in a season, nothing to be ashamed of. That's a hell of a season. So I want to go through your guys' careers in LG. Studs, I'll start with you. Like, how long ago did you start playing, and where'd you start out?
I started back in season 27 in Moncton. I wasn't even gonna sign up because I was in school and stuff, and I signed up pretty late, I think, maybe a couple weeks left. And then I was on Drew's team. They traded for me. I don't even know what team I was on. And then I played one game, got called up. And then how did I do in that season actually? In
You had
regular
like 40
season,
points.
8-4-1 and 46 points to start the career. That's pretty good. Holy shit. Fucking nasty.
Yeah, not a bad start. I mean, even in the CHL, that's a hell of a start.
That's over 3
And
points.
that's also before the game turned into a trap and turd fest too. So you can put up numbers like that.
Yeah. And then the next 2 seasons, I was on Sled Flyers team, and that guy's a fucking goon. Oh my god.
Love gooning it up.
Not good.
Yeah, you know, I had
more of a goof.
I gotcha. Well, you know, my first career game, I had 2 apples and the game-winning Gino on a penalty shot in OT for the Peterborough Pete's. Not a big deal, anyway. So, Drew, let's hear about your journey. Where'd you start out?
So my first season, I signed up late, which was season 26. So I got randomly assigned to Owenstown, which was a stacked team that was Pastor Gaines' team, with who was Donnie Bro was on the team, Ty Walker,
Donnie's an animal. Let's go
Gunter,
Dodgers.
Duval.
Love Donnie.
Like this team was pretty good, and Pastor put together a really good team. Mops was on that team. Mops. I literally only played 2 periods that entire season because the last game of the season against the Bulldogs, Mops lagged out in the first period. He couldn't get his internet back, and so I ended up playing. I scored the game-winning goal of the game. That's all I did. Next season, I did a bunch of scouting. I got picked up on Moncton, and I was the reason Studs ended up coming to Moncton. I was 15-8-1, 59 points, 34 goals, 25 assists. So I was pretty happy with it as a first season. The next season, I actually then got picked up by Flyers fan Fuhrer, who's our current center, and he put up 72 points. I put up 70, and then after that, I got drafted, and that's when I went to Springfield, which was funny because Gundert and I think DeWalt were both in the NHL team at that point after I was with them in Owen Sound. But yeah, I think we missed the playoffs by 1 point that season. Like we made a rush at the end, and then basically ownership changed and everybody got shipped out, and I ended up on Rochester, and that's where we're at now.
I really like Drew. Like, I never played with him, but I've seen him on the forum and I've seen his stats, and he looks like a cool dude. Like, you can't, like, not like a guy named Party Drew, you know? He and him together.
Yeah, I had to change it for something else before.
I just want to say that I've been grinding this podcast, you know, just struggling through adversity. There is Chief Keef, Backstreet Boys, Linkin Park, anything you can think of blasting in my living room right now. You guys can hear the bass in the background, and
Yeah, I just hear a flat out
through
bass.
adversity, I am just grinding right through it. Didn't miss a beat. Unreal ad read, you know. And before we jump into the next topic, I got one more for you. This podcast is also brought to you by Dr. Pepper, the People's Soda, the best soda, #1 soda in America, your game day soda. It is 23 flavors, most of them revolving around cherry. 22 more flavors than your average soda, the People's Soda, Dr. Pepper. So,
Can confirm cherry is very underrated.
can confirm. Boys, I want to talk about playoffs. Playoffs? Talk about playoffs? You boys are headed to the playoffs. LG AHL fucking wagon in Rochester. The wagon in Rochester is alive and well. The Winnipeg wagon, the wheels fell off and we just crashed and burned. But boys, let's hear your thoughts on the playoffs. Who do you think's going where? I want to see a clean sweep out of you guys first round.
I think we'll definitely win the series. That's my belief. I think it's going to go 5 games. I think we end up dropping one of them, but that's about it. And I think we're going to go to the second round, and I think we'll end up being up against the Senators.
That's gonna be
From
tough,
there, I
man.
couldn't tell you. Yeah,
Very
they're going to
good
be a
team.
tough team to play.
We played their
Oh.
first line D pair, and I don't even know what forward line. I think we lost in OT, so I mean that says a lot. I mean I don't think it was doing their first lineup. So
Yeah, I honestly see whatever team wins it this year, I see coming out of the East. Just because, I mean, you look at that Western Central Conference, and that was just such a weak conference. I don't see anybody coming out of there to get to the finals.
Weird,
it's
that looks
somewhat- it's
exactly
something
like
what
the
I need.
NHL.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, your division was mad weak. I remember.
Oh,
looking
dude,
at
we
that.
put up like we could have put up 92 points and made the playoffs.
That's crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
well, we were in like a 3-team race down the final week, and none of us had even hit 90 points yet. And the freaking wild card teams, they were up at like 100. They were at like 100 points for the wild card,
Ooh.
and we're sitting here at like 90, just trying to grind our way in for the 3 seed in the Central. Like the Central is by far the weakest division in the league,
Oh yeah, I'm
in
looking
the
at it
NHL
now.
as well.
Like the #2 Dallas Stars, they wouldn't even made playoffs. They weren't in that division.
Yeah, and they end up getting the 2 seed.
That's
Unreal.
crazy.
We'll go to match lines.
Yeah. What I want to do here is I do this with everyone that comes on the pod. I want to hear your thoughts on the state of the game, some of the things you like this year, and there's probably gonna be a lot of things that you're not happy with. So just really, I just want like each of you guys to pinpoint one thing that's been like your biggest issue with the game, and maybe what you think could be done to get rid of that issue.
Dodge, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll go. I think the main thing that's like kind of bad is just like consistency with freaking penalties, man. Like I swear to God, I'll poke somebody, like the puck will come 15 feet loose, and I'll still get a tripping penalty for nothing. Or like in goal bars thread, the stupid chargings. I don't know, because like now I use a bigger build myself, so I think I'm like 6'3" something, so I get like whatever hits a game, and I'm getting stupid penalties because I'm hitting the guy in the numbers in the chest. I don't know, that's something that pisses me off.
And I want to add on to that, like, it's so RNG. Like, if you go to bump a guy from behind along the boards, it's so RNG whether or not you fucking run him through the glass or just give him a bump and knock him off the puck. Like, I'll have guys come full speed into the corner against me and just nudge me and knock me off the puck. But I'll take one stride and bump a guy from the back, and I'll be sitting for 5 minutes because I ran him.
Yeah, and also another thing that's kind of
Like,
pissing me off is like the reason why I went the 6'3" power forward because I was sick and tired of getting nudged. Because I was using like a 5'10" sniper playmaker, but I'm still getting nudged sometimes from these little dudes. And I'm like, you kidding me? Dude, why am I getting nudged? I got 9 puck
these
control.
little ass builds should not be able to knock me off the puck. I'm a freaking grinder.
Exactly.
I grind. I go to the cage. Can't knock me off the puck.
Yeah.
Well, Drew, what do you got for us?
So, I mean, I think it definitely depends on the game mode, because if you're looking at something like HUT,
100%.
For sure.
For me in HUT, it's just the RNG that you can get. I'm going up with my 93 Kucherov or 93 Ted Lindsay, and I mean, he missed, and it's to tie the game, or it's a tie game, and I'm going for the winning shot, and I mean, he could not have put this thing further wide. And then the other team just comes down.
It's like a backdoor 1T, and he puts it off the glass.
Right, and then the other team comes down, and they have like an 82 overall player, and the dude just buries it. And I'm like, why?
Fucking
Why
82
does...
TJ Oshie.
Exactly. Why did
nice.
the 82 do it than the 93? So there's a lot of inconsistency there. But the main thing for me was the skating, and I know they've made it better after they made it a lot worse, but they advertised the skating, and and then they just take it out. Like, and the thing is, there's companies that are willing to just revert back when they put something wrong. And key example is what they did today.
I tweeted about it today.
They took
Fortnite.
out the sword. And like, I don't play Fortnite, but I watch a lot of it. People were really unhappy with it. Like, Epic listened to their community. So many people online I've seen just saying, please, if you put it back to the beta, just the skating from the beta or from release, just the skating. We're not even talking about the penalties and other stuff. Just the skating. And
just the skating.
Yeah, it's
opens
just
up so much more creativity. It'll help you beat the trap even. You can LT your way into the goddamn zone.
right, and it's you see the type of goals that go in. It's all EA stupid bounces. It's just it's no longer, there's no creativity. It sucks.
No, absolutely not. You either score off the rush, or you score off a turd. You either someone gets a shot blocked and you get a 2-on-1. Or something, or you score on a turd. Like,
that's
those are the goals you score
100%.
in ESHL now. As far as like LG goes. Now, when you're playing club against like dummies, and you score 7 goals, you're probably gonna get a bunch of freaking wide open chances. But
you'll get one.
As far as LG goes, you're either gonna score a turd or you're gonna make a nice play off the rush because somebody's got their shot blocked or you got a poke check through or something.
Yep.
Like, if you watch any of our games
with this now.
Yeah, if you watch any of our games, literally all we do is turds, and then we get it back to our defense for a stupid tip because it works. It's just what works this year.
It's just getting pucks on that.
And it's whether or not you get the bounce at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of hate.
Which I have no problem with playing like realistic, simple hockey, but there's a game should not come down. It should not be a 1-0 game. Both teams trap the whole time, and it comes down to who gets the turd bounce. A game should not end like that.
Like we had in this last week of the season, we played Belleville, okay, and it was a 3-2 game in overtime. Now, it was just trap fest. It was who got the bounces. You make one bad pass, you had that one mistake, and either team was scoring. That was it. That was all the scoring there was. It was that the one team made a mistake, and it led to the other team scoring. And sometimes it's not even their own fault because of pass assist and God knows what.
They say hockey is a game of mistakes.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yep. Well, don't get me started on the pass assist. Do not get me started on the pass assist.
If that's
so
the
many
one
times.
thing I could ask for to be fixed in UCL, it would also be pass assist.
I will be in HUD. It's so bad because it's the AI you're trying to pass to, and they just they'll be going straight up the boards, and you're aimed right at them. and your guy fires a freaking pass to the other team's defenseman instead, and then he steps up and claps it home. Like, come on. I was aiming right at the winger on the boards. He should be on a breakaway right now.
Yeah, it's like we'll aim for our D-man, and instead it'll force it to Studs instead of my lefty.
Yeah, like back to that Belleville. I think it was either the Belleville game or it was one of the games we lost in OT. It was Belleville, definitely. I meant to go make a pass to either Drew or Flyers in the slot, and it like auto assisted to my right D man, and the pass got intercepted. Goes in a breakaway, he scores. 100% my fault. I can't do anything about that. I'm trying to leave it to the guy in front, but because my thumb's just a little bit to the right or something stupid, it just goes God knows where. It was a pass assist.
Yep.
Just locked onto some dude.
I want to bring it back to the skating thing that you guys touched on, like where they advertised the hell out of it. I actually have a friend, like Studs, I'm pretty sure you might have played Fortnite with him a time or two, Chastain, who literally refunded the game.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
And he won his case. He won his case with Xbox because he said it was false advertising. He said they advertised the skating in this new skating engine, and then they took it out. So he won his case based on false advertisement.
Good.
Like if that like that just tells you the state of the game right now. You got people getting their money back for the game because they won a case against EA with false advertisement. That's unreal.
It's understandable because by the second patch it's out. That's some bullshit
like
there.
2 weeks after the game came out, it's a completely different game than the one that was advertised for us and the one that we fell in love with on the beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
18.
I mean, the LTing 100% should be taken out, but it shouldn't be taken out like it was. It should have been nerfed, not just completely taken out. I mean, yeah, you can still LT a little bit, but it doesn't do anything. You don't get like the big spin animation. I mean, you shouldn't get that.
You
every
can't do the
time like
spins or anything. Yeah, but it was such a good counter to guys that just like back in and clog the middle. Like you can LT your way through that stuff sometimes. It was nice to have a counter to just trapping and skill zoning.
Yeah,
and they're taking all those counters out of the game.
Yeah, it was fun as hell in threes and just calling it, or even six, and just calling it defense and going on a breakaway.
Absolutely, you just LT, open up, they completely whiff you, and you're in on a breakaway. You throw a little one-hand tuck, maybe a little Datsuk. Now you got a clip for Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe mix in a little ew or yucky, one of y'all name those streamers. Mix in one of those two. By the way, those guys are both good guys. I was not chirping. For the record, I wanted to be on the record. Gobar was not chirping Nasher or TDI.
Hell no.
Not chirping. I like those guys. They're good guys. They're always positive. They never do anything negative. Got to give them credit.
I'm pretty sure they both like quit their jobs too. Fucking.
Yeah, they
have
have quit their day
jobs
jobs to be content creators.
I don't think I don't think I think Nigel does pretty good for himself. TDI, I don't think he does that as well. I'm kind of surprised he quit. I don't think he's doing that good, but also I'm pretty dumb.
Yeah, well,
so.
he's not like he doesn't like pull in the numbers as far as like views and shit as Nasher does. So yeah, I was actually surprised, but I mean, good for him if he wants to pursue that.
Yeah.
Well, boys, I think that's all we have for you. I want to thank you guys for coming on.
Glad to be
So
here.
it's always a pleasure. Drew, please don't steal him from me next season.
Wait, what do you mean steal him? I'm coming with them. We're a package deal.
You're coming with him. Package deal, he says. Package deal.
2-for-1 combo.
And Avery, glad to have you here, buddy. You're a living legend.
It's been a pleasure talking with Party Drew, drinking some beer. Like I am right now. I don't know if he is, but yeah.
Yeah, this guy's gassed a whole sixer during the podcast. Surprised he hasn't had to
Nice.
pee yet.
He does right now.
Oh, yeah, he's been holding it in for a solid 20 minutes.
I'm
He's
good.
a champ.
Junior's ripping up a solo on Fortnite right now, doing his solo challenges.
And your roommate's about to tear the house down.
Yeah, you hear that?
I can 100% hear that.
Yeah. Well, boys, that's all I got for you. Thanks for coming on.
Uh.